Right, which of these fractions here, 2/3, 7/8, or 9/12, is nearest to 5/6? You must show all your work in, and this is worth 3 marks. Now, when we compare numbers, right, it's quite easy to see, isn't it, which one is closest to a particular number, all right? But when you've got fractions, it's a different ball game, all right? And that's why there's 3 marks for this. We've got to do some work to actually show which is the closest. And the issue we've got here is, okay, it's quite hard to compare these fractions because they've all got different denominators, okay, or bottom, the numbers on the bottom rather, right? That's what denominator means, the bottom number on a fraction. You've got 3 there, 8 there, 12 there, 6 there, okay? They're all different. So what I need to do is find a common denominator, okay? I need to actually change each of these fractions so that they have the same denominator. Now we've got to actually decide what this common denominator is going to be. And there's only certain numbers it can be, okay? Now what I tend to do is I tend to look for the highest number here on the bottom, all right? And if you look at the highest number, it's 12, yeah? And you could ask then, do each of the other numbers go into 12? So for instance, look at this here, does 3 go into 12? And of course it will, won't it? 3 will fit into 12 4 times. Does 6 go into 12? It does, it goes into it twice. But 8 doesn't go into 12, doesn't it? It doesn't go into it, it leaves a remainder. So 12 is no good as a common denominator. But what we could do then, we could maybe double this value, 12, 24, okay? And ask ourselves, right, 24. Does 3 go into 24? Does 8 go into 24? Does 12 go into 24? Does 6 go into 24? And in fact, it does. All of those numbers do. So 24 is like a common multiple, right? It's a common multiple of each of these, okay? And that gives us our common denominator. So what I do is, I'm going to change each fraction in turn. So we start with 2/3. So we change this so that it is out of 24. Okay, so we'll write this to begin with, right? Okay, I want a fraction where you've got 24 on the bottom, right? And we're starting with 2/3. Now, what you can do is compare the bottom values here, okay? Because we've got both bottom values. And we've got to ask ourselves, what's happened to 3 here to get to 24? How have we scaled up? And of course, if we think about it, it's got 8 times bigger, isn't it? To get to 24, you've got to times 3 by 8. But with fractions, right, for them to remain equal, whatever you do to the bottom, you've got to do to the top. So if we times the bottom by 8, we've also got to times the top by 8. And 2 times 8, of course, will be 16. So we change that to 16 out of 24. Do the same then with 7/8, okay? Change that so it's out of 24. So then we're asking, right, what are we timesing 8 by to get 24? Well, 8 goes into 24 3 times. So you do the same to the top, don't you? Because the bottom is multiplied by 3, it's got 3 times bigger. The top will get 3 times bigger. So times 7 by 3, 7 times 3 is 21. Do the same then for the third fraction, 9/12. Now that one is an easier one, in fact, because all you've got to do there is double the bottom, isn't it? To get 24, so we double the top as well, so we get 18. Now we've changed each of these 3 fractions, so they're out to 24. And guess what? We've got to do exactly the same then for the one we want to compare it to, 5/6. We've got to actually change that one as well, so it's out of 24. So, 6 to get to 24. How many 6s go into 24? 4 times, yeah? We've got to times it by 4. If we times the bottom by 4, times the top by 4 as well, and 5 times 4 is 20. So, we want to compare our 3 fractions above here to this one. And if we look at this one, it's 20 out of 24. So let's see which one is actually closest. That one's the furthest away, isn't it? Because it's actually 4 away from 20. Whereas that one is 2 away. This is the one that's closest, isn't it? That's only 1 away. And notice there, all I was doing then was focusing on the top values, okay? The bottom number then didn't really matter because they're all out to 24, okay? So we're not interested in the bottom number then, it's just the top values, and you can see that one is the closest because it's 21, it's only 1 away. So which one's nearest? Well, it'll be that fraction there, yeah? Which is equal to the 21 over 24, so it'll be 7/8. Okay, so we'll highlight it there to make sure we can see we've selected our answer.